All right, there we go. Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. Dumbing It Down with Dave with me, your host, Dave Canyon, the one and only solo host for this and every Dumbcast. Hello, Dum-Dums. That's right, Dum-Dums. Term of endearment. Welcome to the Dumbcast. Yes, we are... What is today? Oh, I should have known that already. Today is Sunday, September 25th, and it is 7:04 in the morning, and I am southbound on the New York State Thruway at the present time, traveling about 71 miles an hour. Sunrise is up in the west to my left. It's a beautiful morning, and what a great way to end the night, because I work nights into days. And my night is not going to really end, but I'm just saying it because, well, anyway, we'll talk about it. This is, this podcast, I'll tell you, I'm going to name it in advance, anal retention, anxiety, and Murphy's Law. I really wanted it to be like A, and A. So I was going to say, what was the other thing I had before Murphy's Law? It was something else. Anxiety, anal retention, and appointments. Yeah, I could have called it that. Anxiety, anal retention, and appointments. Or I can call the show How to Be Ruled by Murphy's Law. So that's what we're going to talk about. You get the gist. So I did the introduction. This is the fastest podcast on earth. If you are listening, listen, you can email me at any time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not that anybody does, but you can email me for any questions or comments about the show. Or if you're listening on the Spreaker app, there is a comment button right there. You go on the left-hand side. No, there's a heart button. The like button's on the left. I'd appreciate it if you'd like me. Like me, please. And there's also a comment. You like me. You really, really like me. Remember? Sally Field. Oscar for the Union movie she made. I can't remember now what it was called. It doesn't matter. So, there's a comment button right next to the like button. And, or you can go on Facebook and look me up. Dumbing It Down with Dave on Facebook. I'm at Twitter at Dumb with Dave, D-U-M-B. And also my website is dumbingitdownwithdave.com. So everything is done with Dave. Shouldn't have to explain it every week. The only thing is I don't have any listeners. So if it's the first time you're listening, and I should put it in the show notes. I've been trying to catch up. I've been very neglective of the show notes. So I'm trying to do better. I spent some time the other day, half asleep, typing show notes. So I got to find a way to make a whole copy and paste thing for certain information, and then other information I add. But I don't have a lot of time, and that is a big part of the show. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm a truck driver. I work 16-hour days. Usually, now that we're into the season, I'm doing 5 16-hour days in a row. So I just finished my last 16-hour day. I'm exhausted. I don't have any time. So I do the podcast in the car. Today, I'm in my wife's Honda Fit, because my regular ride, what I term my porta potty, I always say it very slowly, my porta potty, P-O-D-D-Y, get it? Because I don't know how many other people do podcasts in their cars. So I decided to name everything as much as possible, and I think my show's unique in that way. So, porta potty. And I call it a Dumbcast, and my fans, which I have none of, are my dum-dums. Why not? What's wrong with that? I'm not calling you anything of a lower intelligence. I'm not even spelling it right. I think it's going to be D-U-M-S, D-O-M-S, dum-dums. So, and I use the word dumb like I used to use the word fat, P-H-A-T. Sometimes dumb is good. Sometimes dumb is not that good. Sometimes they use dumb in all different ways. Like my website. That is my domain. Get it? Domain. Or everybody who's a dum-dum, you all are part of my Dominion. Is that what that means? Dominion? I don't know. I gotta look that up. So I'm looking for other ways to use the word dumb. I guess they're called puns. So here we go. What's today's show about? Here's what today's show is about. So I work 5 16-hour days in a row. And it's all about go, go, go. And then get home and get some sleep. Wake up, do it all again. Of course, there's peeing and pooping and eating. And, it's very difficult every day because I sleep during the day. Very difficult. And it's difficult to maintain energy, especially at the age of 53, which I am. And the job that I do is a lot of sitting on my butt, but there's a lot of stress involved every day. It wears at you. So why do I work 5 days a week? Because the fifth day, the overtime day, is very lucrative, very nice. It's almost like it's exactly like having a really great part-time job. And for some people, it's like a really great full-time job. The fifth day is very lucrative. Lucrative money, fiduciary responsibility that I have. Fiduciary money. I don't think I used that last phrase properly. I know my lawyer used it a couple of weeks ago when we did our will. Fiduciary responsibility. Anyway, so here's what happened. I got to go to Brooklyn today. All right? I got to go to Brooklyn. I'm supposed to go home and go to sleep every Sunday. Every day I'm supposed to go home and get sleep. I try to shoot for at least 4 hours. I've been getting 5 hours lately, which is good. And my eventual goal would be 6 hours. I think I'll live somewhat of a longer, healthier life and a much less stressful life if I can get 6 hours. Very hard for me to get 6 hours a day. And I'll explain it real quickly because I know my buddy Mark is listening and he's heard this 1,000 times. But I only have 10 hours off a day. That's how my job works. 14 hours on, 10 hours off. The way I get 16 is I have a 1 hour commute to and from work. That's when I do the Dumbcast, to and from work. I have no other time. I have to do it now in the car. Usually I do it in my porta potty, which is a Kia Rio, which has over 215,000, maybe even 216,000 miles by now. My wife's Honda Fit, on the other hand, which is a little quieter. I actually like it. 141,135 miles. So the Honda Fit, great car, great gas mileage, more than 35 miles to the gallon, maybe 36. It's got some bad mirrors. That's the only complaint I have. The mirrors, I think I need those convex mirrors, so the objects can appear closer than they really are. So I normally go home and sleep. I got to get some sleep, but today I'm not going to sleep because I got to be at James Madison High School football field at 11 o'clock a.m. It's now 7:12, and I'm just south of Albany. Not good. Not good. Bad. So, I'm going to be tired later today. And also, after this football game, my wife and I are going to this thing in Little Italy. There's a place in Manhattan. A place? It's a neighborhood. It's an old neighborhood, just like Chinatown. It's called Little Italy. And they have the Feast of San Genarro. The Feast of San Genarro. You're going to have to look that up. I can't explain to you why they have it, but this is the 90th year. 90 years consecutively. As far as I know, it's consecutive. They don't say, I don't know. Maybe it's not consecutive. They might have taken a break during the World Wars. Who knows? But I doubt it. So the Feast of San Genarro. Why am I going? Well, the word feast is in the title. What else do you need to know? It's an Italian thing. There's some. I think there might be some religious aspect to this, but not for me. Most people, because they've commercialized this event really big. Most people go for the food. So today I'll be enjoying sausage and peppers. I don't have to shout. This is not a shoutcast. It's a dumbcast. But I know some of you are listening in different venues. That it's I need volume. You need volume to hear me. So, and your volume only goes to 7 or 8 or whatever. Some of you have a thing that goes to 10. So I talk loud. So this way you can always lower me. I hate listening to podcasts where the guy mumbles. I just heard a movie star, famous. And he was being interviewed by Alec Baldwin. And I couldn't believe this mega movie action star is a mumbler. Ay, ay, ay. Mumbling. Like, holy cow. Anyway, so I don't mumble. Gotta be at James Madison High School in Brooklyn at 11 a.m. to catch the kickoff of my nephew's JV football game. His first JV football game. I think he's starting, and it's a home game. Yay! It might be even the first game of the year for the whole team. So, this is 2 events in the day, two appointments that have totally affected this whole week and last night. Because, and that's why I'm calling the show, well, I think I gave it like 3 different titles. Appointments, anal retention, anxiety, and Murphy's Law. Because since I have to be somewhere, and normally, 99% of the time, I make it so. By the way, this show is not just for truckers. It's not for truckers at all. This show, I don't want to listen to this. He's going to talk about his job. No, it's about life. It's about life. It's about appointments, anxiety, Murphy's Law, and anal retention. It's about everything that we all go through. So it's not a show for truckers. I haven't directed anything. In other words, the content there has been some truck driving content, but it still applies to life. And I haven't even really marketed the show to truck drivers. I just haven't thought about it. I thought about it. I just haven't done it. So anyway, I got to be there at 11 o'clock all week. I know that I have to prepare my day every day. I have to get home as soon as possible, because what happens is that I explained. Yeah, I did 14 hours, 10 hours off. Out of the 10 hours, 2 hours are dedicated to commuting. So that leaves me 8 hours. And then once you get to the 8 hours, it leaves me about, that's 8 hours to sleep. But I got to shower, I got to shave, I got to brush my teeth. I might have to floss. I might have to clip my big toenails. There's things I got to do. And then it gets me down to, so I got to update my podcast. There's things, I try not to do it during the week, but if I work 5 days, I really only get 1 day off. I know you're thinking, but Dave, there's 7 days in a week. If you work 5, how do you only get 1 day off? Because today, Sunday, if I wasn't traveling to Brooklyn, it would be my recovery day. I'd go home, I don't set the alarm, I do everything I normally do in the morning, and then I slowly go to sleep. Slowly. Or maybe quickly, I don't know. And then I wake up when I wake up. I let my body just wake up when it wants to wake up. I don't set any alarms on Sunday. So Sunday's a recovery day. And I most often don't do much on Sundays. I usually wake up and go, okay, where's the TV? Or what casual activity can I participate in that doesn't involve me thinking or doing, like cleaning the garage or going to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. What am I going to do? I have no hobbies, really. I'm looking at motorcycles, but I haven't bought it yet. I like to race go-karts, but I don't know how to maintain them. The most horrible thing of my life. I never learned how to become a mechanic. Why didn't they let me become a mechanic when I wanted to? I had no fear. They stopped me. Mostly Mrs. Schwartz. Math teacher / really bad guidance counselor. Mrs. Schwartz, if you're still alive, F you ruined my life. Yeah, I'm blaming her. I blame her. Jewish math teacher with a part-time job as my guidance counselor. Because of budget cuts, probably. She ruined my life. She wouldn't let me go to the vacation school I wanted to go to. Because she says, people like you don't go there. Only the animals go there. She didn't say animals. She said, that school's not for you. And I don't know what indication I gave her that I was so intelligent that I was going to go to a normal high school like everybody else. Which I ended up doing, and I blew it. Where's my Robert De Niro clip? I don't have one. I blew it. Blew it. Totally sucked in high school. Wasted 3 years. I did nothing. Smoked some pot. Whoop-de-doo. Listen to heavy metal music. I accomplished nothing. 1 year of JV football, and then I quit. I did a school show or two. Big deal. Should have went to the high school performing arts. Why didn't she suggest that? Because she was a lousy guidance counselor. She plotted to ruin my life. Oh, whatever. Okay, so every time I talk about it, folks, it's like I visualize the moment in time where she said to me, she said, do you know where you want to go to high school? Have you given it any thought? I said, yeah, I'd like to go to Grady Vocational Tech, Grady, I don't know, Grady, Grady in Coney Island. Maybe it's not Coney Island. I don't know what that neighborhood is called, but it's near Coney Island. And that's where you go to learn automotive technology. Maybe even auto body. I wanted to. I had no fear. I wanted to learn. I desired education as opposed to every other year of my life where I pushed it away. No, I don't want to learn this. I don't care what sound these two letters make. Who cares? If I need to make that sound, I'll make that sound. I watch Sesame Street. I don't need to know the letter T and the letter R. Tra. Big deal. That was my big moment in first grade. Teacher was so proud of me that I knew tra. Tree! How hard is that, tra? Oh, so bored. So anyway, math. And she had me as a student. I don't know what indication as her student did I give her that I was supposed to go to a regular high school as opposed to a vocational school. Vocation school is good. It gives you a vocation when you're graduated. I don't know why I'm singing. A vocation. A job. Instead, I did 3 years of wasting time at South Shore High School, accomplishing nothing, smoking pot, and then I joined the Navy. And what did I do in the Navy? I blew it. This has nothing to do with the title of the show. I know. I'm just having fun. All right, 17 minutes in. We can still got time to tell the story. Okay, so real quickly. So, I'm supposed to be somewhere at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning at this JV football game in Brooklyn, New York. Normally I go to sleep. But now, all week long, I have to prepare. I have to prepare the first day of work. In other words, I have to get into work as early as possible. I have to, which is usually no earlier than 3 p.m., but maybe 4 o'clock at the latest. And I got to try to stay on a 14-hour schedule. Sometimes things happen. You end up 14 and a half hours. You end up 15 hours. And I haven't gone home yet. So my day becomes a 17-hour day. And then what happens is, if I get later and later, let's say I go in Tuesday at 3 o'clock. And then what happens is I go on Wednesday at 3:30. And then Thursday at 4 o'clock, 4:30. And by the time I get to Saturday night, which was last night, I could be going in 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. Because I have to have, according to the United States government, the Department of Transportation, I have to have 10 hours off. It's mandated. No, that's not true. It's mandated that I have a minimum of 10 hours off. Minimum. But that isn't my minimum. That's my maximum. 10 hours, that's all they give you. I don't even have to ask my dispatcher, what time do you want me in tomorrow? All I have to do is come in 10 hours. 10 hours, there'll be stuff ready for me. That's how they work at my job. So that's been a source of anxiety all week because I gotta stay on the early schedule. I can't get later. So, do I cut corners? No. I do everything I'm supposed to do, but I do it as quickly and as efficiently as possible, which creates a lot of stress. How do I explain myself? I guess I'm not walking slowly. I'm not like breathing normally. I'm not skipping any steps. I won't jeopardize my safety or anybody else's safety on the roads. But it's just everything goes quicker. Whatever it is I'm doing, I got to go quicker. I don't talk to anybody. I don't take anything longer than my 30-minute mandated government lunch break. It's not even a lunch break. It's a 30-minute mandated break. I have to. According to the United States government, even though I'm still sitting in my truck, I don't know how they get away with it because they're the United States government. You know that movie Snowden? They're going to have a movie called Canyon where I expose the truth. They have me sitting in the truck and I'm clocked out as off duty. Yeah, I don't even know how that's possible. Off duty means you're off duty. I'm not off duty. I'm on duty. I just like saying duty. I'm a grown man. It never gets old. Poopies and duties. And peepees. It's always funny. Never stops. Can't help it. I'm a child. So, I have to take, within the first 8 hours, a half-hour break. I have to. And then there's another 2 15-minute breaks I can break up in any way I want. Usually I just put put them together, and I create another half hour, and I take a nap or whatever. So, anyway, you get it. I got to keep on moving. I have to keep on moving. And I did that all week. I kept moving. And I got home. Or sometimes what I'll do is I'll sacrifice, big mistake, I'll sacrifice a 15-minute break or both 15-minute breaks. I'll just go home. I won't take my breaks. I'll just go home. It's not mandated. Nobody cares if I take them or not. That's up to me. But I fuel everything. I do everything. I do everything I'm supposed to do. So how does this relate to you? Like if you're at your job, you make all the copies. Whatever it is you do, you add up all the numbers. You make all your appointments. You schedule tomorrow's appointments. You update your stuff. Whatever it is you do. So I do everything. Nobody got shortchanged by my activities this week. Well, not until this morning a little bit, but whatever. I might explain that. I got to get the show done in a half an hour. It's not looking good. We're at 20-some-odd minutes. 21 minutes. Okay. So I got 9 minutes to go. Oh, yeah. So last night, I come in. So all week you got that. Last night I come in. All right. Let me see if I could just nail down this last night. Really, all week things have been going good. Very smooth. I might say. Really. I don't have anything in my head, any event in my head that would contribute to appointments, anxiety, anal retention, and Murphy's Law. But last night, wow. Last night I got hit several times. First of all, I overslept. I did it to myself. My wife came home. She rubbed my belly awake. That's how she gets to me. She rubs my belly. It was 4:30. I was supposed to be out the door by 3:30. She woke me up at 4:30. Okay, well, I'm late. But I don't get in trouble for being late at my job. I just show up late. It doesn't really matter. They're so happy you show up. Nobody gets in trouble for being late. You showed up? Good. Look at this guy passing me. You can't see, but there's a guy about to pass me. I'm doing 75. He's doing, 80, 85. And he's a black guy, too. That's not good. Why is a black guy speeding in the New York State Thruway, knowing very well what's going on across this country with police protection, with police brutality, and all that stuff? Not that I'm saying the New York State Police are a problem. Quite the contrary. I love them. They're the best. But I just think as a black man, you wouldn't want to be speeding in a car all by yourself. Okay, whatever. That's his deal. So I do that every so often. Something will happen live in the world, and I'll stop. And it's not ADD or whatever they call it. It's not attention deficit disorder. I thought that was kind of interesting. So I get to work yesterday. I'm an hour late. Okay, well, I'm up against the wall now. But let me see if I can get out of here. But I knew I had an easy night. The stuff that they gave me was easy to do, and I could probably still get it done within 11 or 12 hours instead of the normal 14 hours. So here's where everything goes wrong. All right, first of all, I'm late. Done. Number one. Two, I knew the night before where I was going to, not last night. I knew that I was going to this other dairy. We have this other dairy. We don't own it, but we drop off milk to another dairy, and they take that milk and they put it on their smaller trucks, and they go deliver. Well, that's the only place that I deliver to that I have to unload. Every other place I go to is a drop and hook. Drop the trailer, hook another trailer. That's what drop and hook is. Drop the trailer, hook another trailer that's in the yard, wherever you are, and then you go home. That's it. Very easy. All truck drivers love drop and hook work. It's very hard to get. It's also called no touch. No touch freight. I don't touch anything except the landing gear and airlines and stuff like that. So, in other words, I'm not responsible for any of the contents. Well, I'm responsible for its safe storage and, securing the load as I go down the road, make sure things don't spill, especially milk. You don't want milk to spill. So, okay. Oh, boy, 24 minutes. I got a big problem. So they give me this delivery. I got to make it this dairy. And the trailer is a rental trailer. Rental. What does rental mean? We don't own it. We rented it. It's not from my company. It's like a big white trailer. Our trailers are painted with some bluey picture and, happiness and milk and love and understanding and mountains and sunshine and the barns and chickens. And it's like, you're supposed to think that milk is, wow, wonderful, pure farm stuff. Anyway, so I just got distracted again by a state trooper who has 3 guys pulled over southbound. 3 guys pulled over. How does that happen? How do you get 3 all at once? 3 cars. That's amazing. Okay, so they gave me a rental trailer. I said, okay, I got to go. Of course, rental trailer, half a tank. And that's my anal retention. It had half a tank of fuel in the reefer. I'm going a half an hour down the road. I'm unloading the merchandise, that's cold milk, and I'm going to reload the trailer with empty cases. I don't need to fill the fuel tank. I don't need to. I don't. But I do it because that's my anal retention. I don't want somebody getting this trailer tomorrow or the next day and with less than a full tank. I top off. Anybody who knows me knows Dave Canyon, he tops off. I'm a topper offer. Anyway. I take the half-empty fuel tank, I fill it up, and then I take the trailer and I take it to this destination. Problem is, the trailer leans left. And not just a little bit, a lot of bit. A lot of bit to the point where now I'm nervous because there's no way for me to adjust this suspension or do anything where I can get that trailer to be square with the dock so I can offload this milk, which is on pallets. I have a power jack. I unload it on pallets, and I don't want it to tip over and spill milk. I did that once last year, and it wasn't good. So they have these dock plates. I set them up. It was very, very stressful. Very, very stressful to unload the milk because I didn't want it to spill. So I pushed, instead of pulling the pallet off the trailer, I pushed him off. I turned the pallet around inside the trailer, which is scary already because the trailer is on a downhill and it's leaning left. It's just really stressful. So basically, at the end of the day, a half-hour delivery took an hour. Oh, this show's going to be over in 3 minutes and 17 seconds. I got to get going. I apologize if I can't finish the story. Maybe I'll try this podcast again another day. I don't know. We'll see. So that was very stressful. And then I had to load the empties back on, and the trailer was still leaning even after the trailer was all unloaded. And I spilled a whole bunch of empty cases, which is not a big deal. They're just empty cases. But it's loud, and it's time-consuming. I have to bend over and pick up the cases, put them back on the pallet. It's just a big pain in the butt. And then while I'm making delivery, this kid shows up. He's the owner's son. I don't think I've ever seen this kid before. And he says to me, "Hey, can you put those pallets up against the wall? And there's all the pallets in front of them." And I was like, well, that's the way it was going to go because that's the way it was loaded in the trailer. He goes, "Yeah, I always need this order. Like the load has two orders, 7976 and 7986. 7986 was like 2 pallets. 7976 was whatever, 10 pallets. And so anyway, so you offload whatever's on the tail end of your trailer, and whatever he wanted was the way I was going to do it. But I said, "You want this like this all the time?" And he said, "Yeah, don't you know that?" I go, "No, I've been doing this for 3 years. Nobody's ever told me there was a special order. I just offload it the way it's on the trailer." He was like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah." So I got stressed out because of the trailer. Now I'm even more stressed out because this guy's telling me how to do my job. Oh, God, 1 minute and 50 seconds left. So I didn't appreciate that. Anyway, I got out of there. It took me over an hour. I was sweating. At the end, I'm in a cooler. I'm in a dairy. I'm in a cooler. I was sweating. I was so stressed out because I didn't want to spill anything. Anyway, I brought everything back. Everything's fine. So, what happened the rest of the night? Oh, our fuel island didn't work. We couldn't get fuel. It's called the Fuel Master Plus. It should be called the Fuel Master Minus. It should be called the Fuel Putz. The Fuel Master Putz or Minus Putz. It doesn't work. So I had to go to a truck stop and get fuel. It took extra time. And then people cut me off, and it was just one of those crazy Murphy's Law nights. And I only have a minute to go, so that's it. I'm committed to ending this podcast. I didn't do a good job of getting to it because I bantered about too much at the beginning. Too bad. That's what you get for not listening. If you were more listeners, like 50 or 100 or thousands, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been better. I would have been a better podcaster. Wham. Nobody listens to my show. Wham. All right, folks. That's it. It was a stressful night, and I'm trying to get down to Brooklyn for this kid. I don't think he appreciates my effort, but I'll give him a talking to later. All right, 30 seconds to go. All right, folks, thank you. Dumbing It Down with Dave at yahoo.com. Dumbing It Down with Dave at yahoo.com. Twitter is Done with Dave. Don't forget Comedy Pipe. You got to listen to Comedy Pipe. Yes, on comedypipe.com. Listen to Pipe Dream. Pipe Dream is a show Wednesdays at 8 o'clock on the internet. Goodbye. Good day. Good night. Good luck. Good riddance. Godspeed and great skills. Take care.